Hey everyone, Rusty here. I want to show you what I did with my Ducati. I went ahead and installed this adapter so I can run any of the common, 12 volt items that you could plug in here, GPS, phone, whatever. And I installed it in such a way that you don't have to have the ignition on for the power here. And one of the reasons I did that is you can maybe you could discreetly hide whatever it is you're trying to charge when you walk away. Or you can do what I did, which let me get the camera angle for you and I'll show you. So I made this little device, plugs into the 12 volt socket, and then I have a positive and negative terminal and fused, of course, and I'll show you. We've got good power, little LED. And then that allows me to take any battery charger I want and keep this on the trickle charge, right? Just a simple matter of clipping these two bad boys together. And of course you don't want them touching. And the funny thing I discovered though is that my battery charger, it would think that the battery was full and completely charged before it actually was. And it wasn't charging the battery completely. So I don't know if other people have had those sorts of issues with trickle chargers or not, but I did find a way around it, which is using this battery. Let me get you set up. All right, so you can clearly see it says 90%. This battery is not 90%. It was basically dead whenever I started this whole thing. So what I did was I just hooked the battery charger to this extra car battery I have, right? And we'll see what it reads. It says low. This car battery's got plenty of voltage. I don't know why it says low. I'll show you. I'll show you without the charger hooked up. Maybe it's just my battery charger, maybe not. But I'll get this set up and give you a little shot. We'll do it on the terminal properly. There we go. Okay. You can see the battery actually isn't low. It's just this charger, which works fine on the 10 amp setting. Something's wrong on the 2 amp setting maybe. Either way, we'll plug this back in. You'll watch the voltage creep up and we'll know it's working. So 12.8. And once it starts working, 12.85, 12.9, 9.2, 9.6, right? So it's turning on. It's on the 2 amp setting. 13.5, right? Here, 13.1 is what it says. Here, 13.1, it's coming up. 13.2. So that's all working, right? It says it's low, whatever, we'll take it. But whenever I would plug it directly to the motorcycle battery, it would stop charging before the battery was charged fully, and it didn't have enough to crank it. So I devised this plan of using these jumper cables from this battery to these little connectors, and that's enough of a difference that it goes ahead and charges the motorcycle properly, which is what we want, right? I don't know if that's something that most people have a problem with, but if you have a trickle charger that's not working, bypass it by using a battery if you happen to have one. If you don't, I understand. It's not everybody has this sort of setup that they can just use. But yeah, sometimes you gotta rig some stuff up, man. I'm trying to set this up in such a way that it's not putting so much pressure on those wires I did. There we go. I know it looks pretty ghetto, but my battery was dead. And I just made up all this stuff because I want to be able to drive the motorcycle. I think we probably got a connection. We can turn the key and see what happens. See what kind of voltage it's reading, right? Now I gotta check engine light because I bypassed the fan. Put on a switch. Switch is not securely mounted yet, but we're reading 12.2, which isn't really high, but this battery's gonna have to get replaced because it's had too many cycles where it's lost all the power. I'm gonna go ahead and choke it and crank it. Let's see. Yeah, the battery's still a little bit on the low side. That's how she is. Anyways, I don't know if that helps, but it worked for me. I've only had this charging for a short amount of time like this way, and it seems to work. So that's what's gonna do the job for us. On the side note, I'll go get the Ninja key and I'll show you how the Ninja behaves. And trust me, it's cold. There's no heat whatsoever on this bad boy. I'll even show you the front where the pipe comes right out, right? That would be hot, like immediately if it had been ran at all. Anyways, this Ninja, she never has failed to start. Even when I went away for 4 months for training, came back, Ninja started. Very reliable, very slow, very reliable. And I know the garage isn't super clean yet, but I'll be right back with the key. All right, we're back. Let's see. We won't give it any choke. Should I give it any gas? I'm not even gonna give it any gas. We're just gonna crank it. Well, it's gotta be neutral though. There we go. I'm gonna clutch it anyways, just in case. Sometimes these guys, they say neutral, but they're not in neutral. It's happened before. Can't argue with that. Now she ain't ready. See? It's definitely cold. There we go. That's how you know they're actually cold, when they want to die. You give it gas. You'll know if the guy's lying to you or not if he gives it gas and it just, not necessarily, but you'll know he's telling the truth if you give it gas and it wants to die, that the engine is actually cold. Until it warms up, then it'll go. I'm not going to mess with the settings on this carburetor at all because it starts every time. This bike's a little rough, you know, it was stored outside, but it's not a bad bike at all. No mechanical issues whatsoever. I'm pretty happy with it as far as reliability goes. Speed, meh. Anyways, thanks for watching.